Hello, everyone. When you hear the name Ami Brown, you probably picture the calm, soft-spoken, yet fiercely strong woman who stood at the heart of Alaskan bush people, the mother who raised a family in the raw wilderness, who smiled even when storms hit, and who believed that life, no matter how harsh, could still be beautiful. But what's happened to her now will leave you heartbroken. Ami Brown's journey has always been a fight between nature, love, and fate. From the moment the Brown family first appeared on Discovery Channel, audiences were captivated by this mother's gentle wisdom and her unshakable devotion to her husband Billy Brown and their 7 children, all living far away from modern society in the deep Alaskan wild. They built their homes by hand, fished for food, and taught the world that you could live free if you dared to walk your own path. But behind the smiles and laughter around the campfire, Amy was facing something far darker than wild bears or blizzards, something that no wilderness training could prepare her for. In 2017, fans were stunned when it was revealed that Amy had been diagnosed with advanced lung cancer, stage 3. Doctors gave her only a few percent chance of survival. Most people would have given up, but Amy didn't. She fought with everything she had, months of radiation, chemotherapy, and prayer. And when she finally announced that she was in remission, the world cheered. It felt like a miracle, a sign that maybe faith really could move mountains. But life, as Amy knew too well, never gives you peace for long. The loss of her beloved husband Billy in 2021 shattered her world. He had been her protector, her partner, the leader of their off-grid dream, and when his heart gave out suddenly, Amy was left holding a broken family together. You could see the pain in her eyes on the show, the way she tried to smile for her kids while her voice trembled. She was determined to carry on the legacy, to keep the Brown family strong. But the wilderness that once brought peace began to feel like a memory slipping away. The family moved from Alaska to Washington, trying to rebuild, but nothing was the same. Then, in early 2025, tragedy seemed to return again. Ami started feeling short of breath and weak, her chest aching with a deep, suffocating pressure. She was rushed to a hospital, and soon after, doctors realized her lungs, already scarred by her old battle with cancer, were failing again. She was diagnosed with severe pneumonia, a terrifying diagnosis for someone whose lungs had already been through war. Her children gathered around her hospital bed, praying, posting messages of hope to fans online. For a time, Ami was placed on a breathing tube. She was sedated, her frail frame surrounded by wires and machines, her family unsure if she'd ever wake up. For days, fans feared the worst. The wilderness warrior who once braved Alaskan snowstorms now fought for every single breath in a sterile hospital room. But just as everyone began to lose hope, something incredible happened. Ami began to fight back again. Slowly, painfully, she began to recover. Her son Bear shared updates, saying she was awake, talking, and even smiling again. But anyone who saw her knew that this time, the fight had taken something from her, a certain light in her eyes, a certain ease in her movements. She was alive, yes, but she was changed. And while Ami healed, the world around her kept shaking. The Brown family faced new problems, legal issues, money battles, and family tension. Reports surfaced of arguments between her children, of welfare checks being called, of painful accusations and misunderstandings. It was as if the unity that once held them together in the wild had cracked under the weight of fame, grief, and exhaustion. And in the middle of it all was Ami, the same mother who once taught her kids how to track deer and build fires, now trying to keep peace between them from a hospital bed. Imagine that. The woman who built her own cabins with her bare hands, now needing help just to walk across a room. It's heartbreaking. The woman who once said, "Home is where the heart is," now struggles to find that same home within herself, without Billy, without the simple life they once had. But if there's one thing that's never left Ami, it's her faith. Even in her weakest moments, she has kept saying, "God's got this." Those words became her shield, and slowly she began to get stronger, breathing on her own again, walking again, smiling again. Fans saw a video of her in June 2025 where she appeared tired but glowing, her voice soft but steady, thanking everyone for their prayers. Little by little, it was a reminder that even in pain, there can be grace. Yet behind that quiet strength, there's a deeper sadness, the loneliness of a widow, the fading echoes of a show that once defined her family, the empty chair beside her where Billy used to sit, and the uncertainty of what tomorrow might bring. Ami's story is more than a reality TV update. It's a story of how life can lift you up, break you down, and still find a way to remind you that hope never dies. She's a living symbol of endurance, a woman who lost her partner, nearly lost her life, and yet somehow continues to inspire millions who see themselves in her fight. And that's what makes what happened to her so utterly heartbreaking, because we're not just watching a celebrity get sick. We're watching a human being who gave her life to her family, who turned pain into purpose, and who now must face the final chapters of her life without the man who once called her my everything. Whether Ami Brown ever returns to TV again or not doesn't matter. What matters is that she's still here, breathing, surviving, praying, and proving that even the fiercest storms can't destroy a heart full of faith. Her story is both tragic and beautiful. A woman who walked through wilderness and fire, who's seen death up close and still chooses to live. And maybe that's why fans around the world still hold their breath when they hear her name. Because Ami Brown isn't just the mother of the Alaskan bush people. She's the heart of their story, the spirit of survival itself. And no matter how fragile she seems now, she will always remain a reminder that sometimes the strongest people are the ones who have already been broken the most and still keep going. Thanks for watching.